Welcome to Gaming and Simulation, presentation by James Gadd. For this presentation, I've decided to go with gaming and simulation using electronic mediums, such as computers, iPads, and other technology, being that technology is going to be very prevalent in education in the future. So what is gaming and simulation? Computer games and simulations can be defined as interactive multimedia with dynamic elements that are under user control. Gaming can differ from simulations in ways such as gaming has a goal or challenge that needs to be achieved. Most gaming and simulation programs are found online, are free, and fun for the classroom. What are the benefits? Gaming is motivating and entertaining. Students that are actively engaged in game can learn while using skills such as critical thinking and problem solving. There is no specific content area that it falls under. Gaming and simulation resources can be found as easily as a Google search in subjects ranging from music to history to science in almost any grade level. It is affordable. Many resources online are free to use or of small enough cost that a school may pay for it if you display the benefits it can have in the classroom. It teaches technological integration. Many studies have found that students who learn to use technology for educational purposes at a young age will be more likely to turn to this resource for self-teaching in the future outside the classroom, as well as motivate them to look for new and entertaining ways to learn, like educational games and simulations. What are some examples of gaming? So here's some hyperlinks that I have to go to examples such as PBS Kids. Just a Google search away, you can find all kinds of games that are fit for elementary school levels that range from science to language arts. It's just loading for a second here. As you can see, there are many different games that range from stories to adventures and role-playing games for younger kids. They're related to TV shows as well that they may know and can access this from home as easily as from school. And these can be also pulled up on iPads too. So there's a useful resource. What else can we find? What about BrainPop? I really like the BrainPop resource here, mostly because it includes something that can help you choose from any grade level range that you want. I'm sure you've all used this resource before. BrainPop has videos that teach students about different categories, science, social studies, etc. You can do a useful search by games by subject, and actually if you hit see all games right here, you can adjust the subject area or search by grade level. Just give me 1 minute to load, I'm sorry. So I can actually right here set up that I want it to be 3rd grade through 8th grade level games, and I want it to be in English for the category. So now I've got all kinds of games listed right here that I can search. And if you're a teacher, you can go through these resources and find one that you may want the kids specifically to do. But also, if you want them to just say, hey, find a game and tell me what you learned from this game in the subject area, then that can work out for you too. That's one of the important things we'll talk about here when we discuss the other games and how you can incorporate it into the classroom better. And this is just an example here. All I did was Google educational games in the classroom and examples, and this website was one of the first ones that popped up, and it has all kinds of resources. This is a website made by another teacher. So there's all kinds of wonderful resources here for games and examples. That's where actually I found the BrainPop link. and PBS Kids as well. But I mean, there's so many more for different subjects that you can incorporate. Alright. And examples of simulation. Simulation can be digital, such as this example over here, frogguts.com, a completely digital dissection tool that helps students learn about the anatomy of an animal without the need for real animal subjects. And we're going to go ahead and click on the link so I can show you what this website looks like. The cool thing about this website that I really liked was that it tells you the benefits of this simulation. For example, there are 18 states that will not allow animal dissection, and so this tool is almost required. It requires virtual dissection. And there are all kinds of animals you can do: starfish, fruit fly, pig fetus, frog, and they teach a lot about anatomy. And there are different levels of games that you can use if you want to do something for little kids. For example, there's owl pellets, and there's little frog games and stuff that teach about the frog's growth. But there's also the real dissection tool. Now this one actually costs money as a service, but if you were to go to, say, a principal or a school board or whoever determines funding, you can actually probably convince them to pay for this demo, for this service for you to use, so that you can use it in the classroom. It's educational, beneficial, totally atomically correct, and a great resource to use for the classroom. Other role-playing activities that I found that weren't digital but were also pretty fun that you can use from the computer. There are websites that have all kinds of ideas for role-playing in the classroom, such as in a history class where students can get involved and the teacher can be involved too. It can be simple as teaching about maybe the medieval feudal system by splitting the classroom into classes. So maybe some are lords, some are serfs, and you, the teacher, could be the king or queen, and you can give them an example of what life would be like for them compared to others, and get them involved that way. But there are lots of resources for those as well. It's just a Google search away. Really awesome. And how can you integrate this kind of technology and gaming into the classroom? The first step is to research. There are many resources online available for teachers of all grade levels and subject areas, and the odds of finding something that can suit your classroom needs is very high. Another thing is to talk to your administration. Once you've found a resource that works, talk to whomever you need to schedule a time in a computer lab or library, or if the product requires a subscription, you need to talk to a principal or school board about the benefits of this resource in the classroom, and see if the school will pay for this program to be used in the computer lab or classroom. If you can make a case for it, odds are it can be very good for you and great for the class. Review what was learned. This doesn't have to be just a free day for the teacher or the students. You can assess what was learned at the end of class with a handout, or even incorporate a worksheet with questions about the game or simulation to further the learning experience. Maybe a guided notes sheet, like, while you're playing, what did you observe? Examples like that. So it depends, especially with simulation too. If you're using a simulation game where you need to role play, it's very helpful to ask questions like, what did you choose to do in this situation? And these are some sources. So, benefits of gaming in the classroom: it's motivational, it's fun, it's easy to find, and it's important that these students can learn that education can be fun and they need to seek out new ways to learn. All right, thank you all.